Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Almost 30 podcast. It's Lindsey Simsick. I am super excited and feeling blessed that you're here. This is a solo episode. Krista and I do solo episodes every single month on topics that feel super juicy and relevant to us. And today's topic is about when it might be time to take a freaking break from doing the work, from being in therapy, from just being so obsessed with fixing yourself. I recently kind of stepped into a season last year of becoming a mother, as you all know. I talk about it ad nauseum, so thanks for bearing with me. But one of the biggest things that I have come to realize is that prior to having a child, my obsession with myself and doing the work on myself and just like thinking about myself in all ways was real. And it's not uncommon and it's not unhealthy. But this season of pouring into another human being, of kind of reprioritizing my life has actually just shone a light on the importance of taking a break from that self-focus. What I want to say at the outset is that doing work on yourself is just such a brave, important thing to do. I'm not saying that we drop it altogether, but I think in the world in which we live now, which is social media, the internet, we're able to access things just at our fingertips at all times. We're able to see people's lives or like the image of people's lives at all times. And I think what can happen is that we are inundated with information, so much so that we have like analysis paralysis. We don't actually take action on what we're consuming, even though it might be content that is super helpful or inspirational or thought-provoking. And we're also in a time where the self-focus is real, because I think a lot of us have this like presence online and we're kind of comparing ourselves and looking at ourselves in relation to other people, especially that like image online. And it becomes just all consuming. And I think what happens too is we kind of forget to actually implement what we have learned about ourselves and integrate it into our everyday lives, into our relationships, into how we show up at work, in the home, to the purposeful things we want to do in our lives. So I want to talk about it today. I want to talk about my own personal experience. And I want to talk about just what it looks like when we might be getting to a point where we need to take a little break, and why it's really, really important. I have some notes here on my phone that I was scribbling on my way to the studio. So if I'm looking down, if you're watching YouTube, that's what I'm looking at. But I had or experienced a season of my life from about 2000 and I would say 17 to 2022, 21, where I was really obsessed with, quote, healing myself, especially before I reconnected with my now husband. I really wanted to be the best version of myself for the person that I was going to call into my life as my life partner. I didn't think necessarily that I had to be perfect, or so I thought. But the way that I was working on myself and so obsessed and self-focused, I actually was kind of going for that perfection. And how I know that is that when I did finally reconnect with my now husband, so much came up around this idea of not being healed yet and not being perfect. And I was blaming, the fights we were having on just the things I needed to fix about myself. And he really helped me to realize that he really, truly loves all parts of me, even the parts that are in progress, even the parts that are broken, even the parts that are imperfect. And that alone was incredibly healing for me. Um, but being in that new relationship also just gave me permission to kind of be in my life, be in my life rather than talking about my life, whether it was in therapy or coaching sessions or whatever else I was investing in to make myself better. And that was really, really good for me.
If you're someone that is looking for alternatives to things like coffee or alcohol or other things that are like more of a quick fix that might not be amazing for your body, but maybe like work briefly in the moment, hi. I see you and I want you to experience long term improvement in your health and well being. And Apothecary is an incredible health and wellness brand dedicated to harnessing the power of plant medicine to make everyday healing second nature for you. I spoke to Shizu Okusa, the founder, and we had the best time, honestly. Like, we talked about everything. But she's really, really dedicated to bridging her heritage from East and Western modalities and harnessing the intelligence of nature by creating clean, effective herbal remedies. And these are ones that I carry with me everywhere. So I will carry this to a cocktail party. I will carry this with me when I go travel. They're incredible. One of my favorites is Wine Down. This is a red wine inspired alcohol alternative tincture, one of their most popular. It's featuring relaxation and sleep inducing herbal ingredients. So you really relax, you really chill. I've just noticed like a decrease in my stress when I take Wine Down. I'll add it to a little sparkling water. It's phenomenal. I also really love Sugar Kick, Apothecary's new clinical herbalist formula. This is a tincture for combating sugar spikes and supporting normal, healthy blood sugar levels. This is really important. Metabolic health is the thing right now, and for good reason. We got to get this in check. So, the more we can reduce sugar spikes and help maintain blood sugar levels, the better over time. Reduces aging, just improves your overall health. So, I take Sugar Kick with me everywhere I go. So you can add this to any beverage you want. I sometimes just drop it in my mouth, one or two full droppers full. And it's amazing and they taste great. And I've been making a lot of different cocktails that are really mocktails using Apothecary's tinctures. So I'm excited for you to try. For our listeners, you can get 15% off using the code almost30 at checkout at apothecary.co. That's apothecary with a K.co. Code is almost 30. Enjoy for 15% off. So it was Christmas Eve, and I brought Beam's Dream Powder to my parents for Christmas Eve. And I know my mom sometimes struggles to fall asleep and stay asleep. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make her a little nighttime beverage before we leave, before she goes to bed. And I'm going to see what's up. So Beam's Dream Powder is a science-backed healthy nighttime blend for sleep. And it's clinically shown to improve sleep and have you waking up refreshed. It's pretty incredible. I've been taking it for months now. I know some of you may have tried other sleep aids. They can cause grogginess. You just feel off the next day. But Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. This helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. It's pretty incredible. So I gave this to my mom. I made her like a little bev of almond milk, of Beam's Dream Powder in the cinnamon cocoa. It tastes like a just delicious cup of hot chocolate. She loved it. She drank it down. Y'all called me the next day and she was like, "Oh, are you kidding me? That was incredible." She slept so soundly, so well. And it just made my heart happy because sleep is so, so important for everything. Bad sleep affects everything. We know this. So reconnect with yourself and refresh your routine in the new year by trying Beam's best-selling Dream Powder. You deserve it. Get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/almost30 and use code almost30 at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/almost30 and use the code almost30 for up to 40% off.
Fast forward into getting pregnant and having a child and being in my first and a few months year of motherhood. Honestly, I do therapy once every 2 weeks. And that's kind of about it as far as like my self-improvement goes. However, That's not totally true. I feel like every single day when I show up and I am with my son, I am able to actually practice what it means to be present, what it means to be patient with myself and with others, what it means to be intentional, what it means to let go of control. Many things that I worked on so pointedly in therapy, in my sessions with coaches, in my reading, in my exercises and meditations and journaling prompts and all the things. So I'm actually able to practice it and in a way that is not so self focused. It kind of becomes, and this word is hilarious, but kind of fits like it becomes the salve to my everyday. The work that I've done shows up in these micro moments that are potentially mundane to other people. But for me, I really experience the benefits of the work that I've done. And the only way that I can experience these benefits is by taking a break from the intense focus on the healing and the fixing, right? Or just the reflection and just being so in it. So, why does this matter? Why does it matter that we just kind of take a pause from this? Honestly, I'm going to be extreme and say obsession. Um, it is really important because this like overemphasis on self-improvement can become a feeling of intense burnout and you don't even know it. You could have a stack of self-help books on your bedside table. Maybe you've read a page of one or two each night. Maybe you have your very strict schedule routine where you are journaling and then you're doing your visualizations and then you are reflecting on what you talked about in therapy yesterday. By the way, all of these things are incredible, right? And they serve a purpose, but we have to step away. And it can become kind of this placeholder, this doing, this talking about it can become this like placeholder, almost like a block between you and actually living it and actually experiencing it. And honestly, the last reason why I think this is so important is that oftentimes my overemphasis on doing the work really stole my joy in the moment. I don't know about you, but sometimes, a lot of times, I would overanalyze the shit out of myself in every moment, in every relationship. What did I do wrong? Why was I triggered? What happened there? So, all that to say, this really matters. This really, really matters. And if nothing else, treat it as an experiment. If you have been deep in the work, if you have been brave enough to go within and to tend to the parts of you that need to be tended to bring forth, so much I think of the work is bringing forth that inner child, what he or she needs, what they are saying, what they are calling you to do, to not do. If you have done that, I applaud you and give yourself a moment of breath and reprieve and permission to actually now be in your life. So, what might be happening if this is a little too much right now? If you really need just a break, a pause from this intense doing the work on yourself. Oftentimes, when people are so inundated with this type of work, with going within, with being so introspective, being so obsessed with fixing themselves and healing themselves, there is this feeling of being perpetually inadequate despite all of your efforts, because there's just always something else that you could do better. So it's just that like, honestly, black hole where it's really never, ever enough. And I just think that's such a fallacy. I think any moment where you can show up with ultimate presence and recognize and be aware of what's coming up within you because of what's going on around you is a win, no matter what it looks like. Awareness, period, is like win, win, win. Okay. And probably half the work. So I just want to, love on y'all who are feeling like you're just never good enough, despite doing all the things, saving all the Instagram posts with the inspiration, with the powerful pep talks, all the things, getting all the books, hiring, all the experts and the coaches and the therapists. And yet you're still going in on yourself. You also might be comparing yourself to other people's healing journeys, whether they look like yours or not. At the end of the day, every person's healing journey is completely different. There might be aspects that are similar, but it's like DNA. It is all very, very unique. So you really can't compare. You don't know the whole story. You don't know the depths and intricacies and nuances of someone's experience. So if you find yourself comparing, it might be time to take a break. And another thing that I see a lot and I experienced was just this inability to experience like gratitude in my life and joy. I just felt like I didn't deserve it yet. I felt like I hadn't gotten to a place in my own doing the work that like granted me the permission to like go off and just like be free and live a joyful life. It was weird. It like sounds actually weird to say. But it's true. It's like a weird feeling. I didn't allow myself to feel full joy and gratitude. So if you're feeling that way, it might be time to take a break.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar. IQ Bar is my bar of choice, baby. Honestly, like it's been a journey to find a bar that I can bring with me anywhere I go that satisfies my cravings, that's yummy, delicious, has a great texture, and also doesn't have crap ingredients, and also doesn't have a lot of sugar. And they've done it at IQ Bar, and I love them for it. And I'm so thankful. I love their mint chocolate chip. It's one of their new flavors. Y'all, it is perfection. Yes. Healthy for the body and amazing for the brain. It has things like great fats and protein that will just satisfy and satiate, whether it's before a workout, maybe it's a mid-afternoon slump, they got you. And I'm so excited for you to try. I also love IQ's jitter-free coffee, the IQ Joe. It's a natural caffeine. It's great for focus and mood. It's balanced with magnesium and lion's mane. I think this is the key, the key, the key. So I start each day with IQ Bar, their bars, their coffee, instant coffee, which is so convenient. And you can too. So start each day right with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Their ultimate sampler pack, which is what I recommend, includes all three. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners an exclusive deal, which is 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Pretty incredible. To get your 20% off, just text almost to 64,000. Really easy. I know you have your phone close to you somewhere. Text ALMOST almost to 64,000. That's 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Okay, it is the new year and let's get to like the core. Let's get to like the foundational pieces of our health that affect everything else. And I am interested in my gut health. I don't know about you, but if my gut is off, everything is off. And so if you are someone that, deals with bloating or poor digestion or maybe acne or things like that, your gut might be the reason. And so let's get to it. I love the DSO1 Daily Symbiotic from Seed. I've been taking it for years. There are times when I haven't taken it, like for a few weeks when I've either ran out or I'm just like off my game. I've noticed a difference. Either my skin breaks out or I get bloated. It's pretty crazy. So I can't wait for you to try. I know a lot of you deal with digestive issues. It's formulated with strains clinically validated to reduce abdominal bloating and intermittent constipation after just 2 weeks. It also includes strains to show support clearer, healthier looking skin in as little as 12 weeks. 81% of Seed members feel less sluggish after meals after starting DSO1. Honestly, the results are incredible. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you to try the DSO1 Daily Symbiotic from Seed. What sets it apart as well is that it survives the entire journey, honestly, to your GI tract. So, from shipping to when it goes in your mouth down into your belly, it survives it all because it has a very cool technology. The encapsulation makes sure that the probiotic, prebiotic, all the things in there are protected. So, I'm excited for you. Let's do this. Get ahead of the new year with a routine that helps you now by going to seed.com/almost and use the code 25almost to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DSO1 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/almost. That's code 25almost.
Some other signs. So, because you might be overanalyzing, because you might be really obsessed with just, thinking about every thought and behavior of yours or people around you related to you, you might be exhausted. That is a lot of energy. That is a lot of energy going to a place that, again, is kind of like a black hole. Like there's always going to be things to analyze, right? Always, always. So you might be experiencing just fatigue, lack of energy. Another sign is you might be neglecting other aspects of taking care of yourself because you are so consumed with doing the work. And, I fully believe in just a whole body experience when it comes to self improvement and healing. And if you are so obsessed with just like fixing yourself and kind of fixing what happened in your past, and you are not in the present moment, nourishing yourself with amazing food, with movement, with connection, oh man, like it's 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 not going to bode well. Like your body is a partner in this journey of healing. So you might need a break if all of those things have kind of fallen off. If you're kind of so obsessed with just overly analyzing who you are, and the other things have fallen off, it might be time to take a break and actually kind of spread that energy and love to elsewhere. Um, Another sign, and I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, damn, I'm seen. Obsessively consuming self-help content without taking meaningful action. Ooh, check my saved posts on Instagram circa like 2020 to 2022, probably. Um, I mean, how much inspirational content did I have? Like the quotes and the pep talks and the experts talking about this psychology and that and how we heal the motherhood. I mean, so many. Did I ever look at them again? I don't think so. And how many of those did I actually take action on or implement into my everyday life? Not many, to be completely honest. It is information overload. It is too much it's too much to manage all of this content coming in. It really is. Our Instagram feeds, though fun and stimulating, I'm getting too much. I'm saving a lot, but I'm not going back. I'm not taking it in. I've noticed now in the present day, even so, my brain feels like it's changed. It feels like it can't focus. It feels like a short-term memory almost. That sounds extreme, but I think with this like quick scroll, like next, social media experience or internet experience has just changed the way our brains generally work. So it's important for me to take a break from consuming. Um, and especially if you're not taking action, I'm just the type, and maybe you're the type to take action on every single thing. I just, I can't, and I usually don't, um, especially via like internet inspiration. I usually get the inspiration or kick in the butt to actually take action when I'm working one-on-one with someone, say my therapist or a coach. Um, and in my relationship with my husband, I feel like he keeps me accountable as well. Okay, so I feel like that's a good list for us to just kind of noodle on. Is that you? Are any of those descriptors maybe where you're at in your self-help journey? Um, because it might be time to pause. Why is pausing an important part of the process? In any process, and I will just kind of liken it to the creative process because we are creating our lives, it is important, so freaking important to pause, to have, say, like a nothingness, a blank space of sorts, so that one, the ideas can actually find you, or the concepts or things that you are reflecting on, aware of now, can actually integrate. It's so, so important. Um, our brain cannot actually make change, cannot like create a new pathway if we are constantly consuming. It's just too much. And for me, taking a break just brings me back to my body, my center, how I really feel, and brings me out of just this kind of like psychosis of, I gotta fix this. I gotta fix myself. Or like, oh, that's inspirational. Okay, yeah, next, next, next. Give me the next thing that's inspirational. Quick hits, quick hits. And it brings me back to just kind of this presence of like, I've come so far. I've done so much work on myself. And I'm really, really proud. And maybe in this moment, I don't need to overanalyze who I am or where I'm at. Maybe I can just enjoy my life. And it's really in those moments and in that choice that we're able to feel how much the work that we've done is actually benefiting our lives. Otherwise, we're not able to feel it. We're just consuming too much. We're learning too much. We're overanalyzing too much. And that concept of integration, I just wanted to take a moment to point to. Integration, you know, I kind of see it like the visual that comes to my mind is like just allowing the dust to settle after like a dust storm. Or maybe it's, when there's like a really bad thunderstorm, lots of rain, kind of intense winds, dark skies, lightning, thunder. It's kind of chaos. And sometimes, like our healing journey, there can be seasons where it feels like that, where it's like, oh my gosh, can I get a little break from this intensity? Just being knocked down or just feeling really overwhelmed. And after one of those thunderstorms, like there's usually a crack in the clouds, the sun comes out, and there's like a crispness and a quiet to the air. And it's in that space that we're able to see and potentially understand the purpose of the storm and feel the peace and the beauty in its wake. So I know we can become kind of obsessed with the stimulation of doing the work and kind of being in that storm, and obsessed with like identifying with that, to be completely honest. I see that a lot online, being so obsessed with your own story, your own things you need to fix about yourself, your own trauma. Um, and we don't really allow ourselves to take a moment, pause, and integrate.
I will shout it from the rooftops, okay? Y'all need to start the year with new underwear, and you need to get it from Skims. I've been on the Skims train for a couple years now, and I am converted. I have underwear that has brought me through pregnancy, postpartum, in my hot mom era. And I'm excited for you to try, both men and women. I wanted to share some of my favorite products from Skims. The dip front thong, the Fits Everybody dipped front thong. Yo, this is it. It stretches with you. It is like so light, so light. I should probably weigh it. It is like air. It is amazing. Just lays on the body beautifully, makes me feel sexy. Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm wearing nothing. which is great. I also really love the Fits Everybody Full Brief. So I've worn these throughout pregnancy and into postpartum. I wear these at night because I'm just like, I love like a full coverage, keeps me cozy. It's it's what I want. It's how I want to feel when I go to bed. I don't want to be in a thong when I go to bed sometimes, if I want to feel sexy, but truly the best. The Fits Everybody collection is just so good for every body. And I think you are going to love, 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 love. And finally, I just wanted to shout out their Fits Everybody Scoop Bralette. It's probably my favorite bralette. After I stopped breastfeeding, my boobs needed more support. So this product really got me through postpartum. And I've been wearing it ever since, to be honest. I wear it more than anything. I recommend this to all of my mom friends. So do it. Skims has the best intimates, including the Fits Everybody collection and more at skims.com/almost30. And guess what? Skims New York flagship on Fifth Avenue. How cool. I cannot wait to visit. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop down menu that follows. That means the world to us. Shop Skims at skims.com/almost30.
So, lastly, I just want to share how we can take a break. Let's set boundaries with self-help content. You might be following a ton of people online with incredible information, incredible inspiration, experts and the like, and that's awesome. But maybe you mute them for a month. See how you feel. You can go so far as to maybe take a social media break. Maybe you're not listening to any self-help podcasts and you're listening to comedy podcasts or interesting nature podcasts. I don't know, but let's switch up the content. Like really look at what you're consuming. Maybe you read a book for fun that's fiction and not like a self-help book. Trust me, I'm with you. I feel you. I have self-help books like everywhere. And it's so nice to dig into some fiction and just kind of lose yourself in a book. How about leaning into the activities that really bring you joy, that just make you smile, make you laugh, bring joy to every cell in your body? Like, what would your inner child really want to do? And seeing if you can become fully present in that activity. It's a practice. And I know our mind will try to convince us otherwise, but commit to it 1 a week. That's my challenge for you. And finally, this sounds a bit cheesy, but actually the last two. I love to bring in a little affirmations, and I've been writing them on my bathroom mirror. I either use like a marker that I can wipe off, or a little lipstick. 'Cause I don't wear a lipstick, so I just use lipsticks I don't use. And I write an affirmation, and this is just a reminder. This is a reminder around like I'm enough as I am right now in this moment. You know, go on, be joyful, be grateful. And to have that reminder for myself has been so, so, so powerful. And finally, you know, I think relationships who bring out the joy and the silliness and the presence, like promote the presence in your life, are really important. Sometimes we have friendships or relationships in general where like the self improvement is like the focus. And I get that. And I think that's really important for certain seasons. But let's get our friends together and just freaking be silly gooses. You know what I mean? Like, let's really be in our lives, be doing things, not talking so much about the things that we want to fix about ourselves or whatever we're obsessing about. Okay, so this is your permission. You can take a break. Maybe you tell your therapist, like, hey, I'm actually going to take a month off. I would love to pick back up. Hopefully they're understanding. This is very normal and should be normal. My therapist is very like supportive of this. She's like, yeah, take a break, whatever you need. I'll see you. I'll see you when you're ready. Very healthy and much, much needed. So thanks for joining me for a solo. I would love to talk about this in the DMs. I'm at Lindsey Simsick on Instagram. You can take a break from just obsessing over fixing yourself, obsessing over healing yourself. this is a lifelong process, and that doesn't, I don't say that to just overwhelm you. It's more just like we can live our lives as we become more aware, and becoming more aware is a huge part of the process. Okay. Love y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Remember, our book is on sale for pre-order. We appreciate you pre-ordering. It means so much to us. The link is in the show notes. You can also find it on Instagram at Almost 30 Podcast in our bio. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.